Hey guys, how's it going? Today's video, we're going to be talking about some secret strategies that I like to use in software development to make tons of money. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Hi, I'm Jason Owen, aka the Hope Doctor, and I am here to help you live the life of your dreams through biblical technology. Let's get to it. Hey, so let's jump right into this. You know, the first way to make money in the software business, get a job, right? Go to work for some other company and code away and make money. Now, there's another avenue. You can go to business for yourself. A lot more fun, a lot more challenging, but a bit more interesting sometimes. See, that allows you to tap into the things that you enjoy. You get to code what you like, you get to do the things you enjoy doing, you get to set your own schedule, and that's wonderful. But there's also a lot of risk. A lot of startup companies that go into the software business simply fail because they don't have the plan or the model that's in place to make them succeed. So to make big money in the software world, there's a little known niche market or a little known way that I like to use that can tap into some really good opportunities for software developers. Now, before I get jumped all into this and really dig into the weeds with it, I want to just kind of put a little disclaimer. Listen, there may be other people out there doing this, and that's fine. But it doesn't mean that there isn't a way to fix what they do as a way also. Hey, I just want to take a second to say thank you for watching this video, and if you find it helpful and you'd like to see some additional videos about technology, information systems, and how to apply them in your life in a real way to fix real problems and give you the life of your dreams, click subscribe, like, comment, share. Hey, let us know what you would like to see videos on. Hey, thanks again. Let's get back to the video. See, in software development, we're often taught in college, you know, you got to invent the next biggest technology. What's the coolest thing? I want to be the next Mark Zuckerberg. You know, are you kidding me? Why? I mean, I want to be the next, you know, Elon Musk. What for? Okay, let me ask you a question. If you're them, who's going to be you? I want you to be the next you. And I want you to be the best you that you can ever be. That's a lot of yous. But listen, God created you to be specific, and he has a specific goal for you. Well, one of the ways that you may be able to tap into your coding skills and learn who you are and the greatness of you is by correcting and fixing apps that are already in existence. I know, big secret. Hey, listen. There are tons of applications and software out there that go legacy. In other words, they just become obsolete. And the problem with that is that there are a lot of companies who use this software, they design this software, they sell this software, their clients love the software, but it simply becomes obsolete and they have to create something completely new. Well, that creates an entirely new set of problems because now we have to basically resell existing clients on the new applications. So where a lot of companies are very interested in is taking existing applications and going back through old code, reviewing that code, and then rewriting it or designing it in modern technology or modern languages. This is almost like a secret level to the systems development lifecycle. You know, after we've retired software, we're done, we throw it away, we move on to the next thing. No, there's another level, and we can go in and take that existing legacy software, recode it with modern tech, and really, really take advantage of a market that's already proven. Now, before I dive into this a little deeper, I want you to think about something. When you go through college, they're teaching you all these existing theories and methods and strategies, right? Let me tell you a little bit about that doctoral challenge as you're going through academia. The real goal is to create new information, new education that can be taught to the next generation. Say all that fast 3 times. Well, the reason I know about this is because I did it. As I went through my doctoral process, I worked on developing new technology, new information, new education. In fact, I'll put a link to my book in the description below. It's called Biblical Technology. And what I did was I explored how to design a decision support system with justifiable logic to include, check this out, spiritual gifts and fruits of the Spirit into metrics for a decision support system. I know I'm getting real nerdy here, but that could be used by human resource professionals so that you could build a team of employees or even ministry professionals and be able to incorporate a true measure of their spiritual gifts. I know, well, we could just take one of them quizzes, right? Well, the problem is those tests have a 62% chance of being inaccurate. Are you willing to risk your company on a 62% fail rate? Most people aren't. So how can we make that better? That's what this research did. So again, I'll throw the link in the description below. Encourage you to take a look at it and let me know what you think about it. I'd love to get your comments below. Here are my 3 big takeaways I'd like you to get from this video. Number 1, with the right skills, you don't need any prior experience. That's right. You don't have to have years and years and years of development experience to do this. But if you have the right skills, you need to understand how to write code, of course, and you need to understand how to read code. But the better you are at understanding coding strategy, the better you're going to be for rewriting existing applications. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, these are pretty much the fundamentals for web development, any front-end development. Now, why am I leaning towards web development? Well, because honestly, cloud-based technologies are definitely a direction that things have moved, and I don't foresee any reason why that would go anywhere different. But a lot of existing applications are standalones. They were written, they were designed for whatever particular use, and then installed on a hardware system that was standalone inside some business, and nobody else touched it. Software as a service is more likely going to be the direction that technology would go in the future, and that very much will involve writing front-facing applications that are web-focused or written in HTML5 or CSS and using JavaScript in the background, but also using C#, or there are some other languages, of course, Ruby on Rails, things like that. But honestly, if you got to have those fundamental HTML skills if you're going to be able to make software more modern and more applicable in the more cloud-based technology world. It's just inevitable. Now, having those skills isn't something you necessarily have to go to college to do. I mean, I did. I recommend college, don't get me wrong, if it's going to help you get to where you want to go. See, not everyone needs to go to college, in my opinion, and there's nothing wrong with not doing it. If you have the skills, you have the skills. The purpose of going to college is to get the skills, right? So if you can demonstrate those skills, then people are going to hire you. And now it's not about a big company hiring you to do work for them over and over and over every day, 5 days a week, 7 days, whatever. This is more about now flexible jobs and being able to get that standalone job. Now there are companies out there like Fiverr.com, fantastic application. It's a web service. In fact, I'll put a link in the description below for you if you want to go check it out. But you can get software written on there. You could even have a logo designed for you. You could have copywriting done for you. Any kind of freelance work you really want, it's on there. And there are people that'll do it. They'll give you a price, and you can go in and pay $10, have a logo completely designed for you in 3 dimensions, and in 10 different ways. Or you could have someone design software for you at a special rate. And this is something that you might be able to take advantage of as well. And I'd highly recommend Fiverr. Again, I'll put the link in the description below so you can check it out. But knowing the right skills, fundamental coding, can give you an opportunity to build some websites, get your exposure, and then get you those jobs that are going to make big money redesigning existing applications. Because in this case, it's actually an easier sell. A lot of these companies simply may have almost written off some of this software and this technology. And if they have and they've retired it, then you can redesign it and completely relaunch it on your own without even selling it back to this original client. And that's a little deeper mess to get into, but it is possible. And it is a way to make some great money. Now, the second thing I wanted to bring up to you, the big takeaway from this video, is it's easy to learn how to code, okay? And there are plenty of resources online to do it. You don't have to go to some massive 7-year process, of college and master's degrees and all that. I don't get me wrong, I like education, but there are tons of resources on YouTube alone, resources to learn how to do the fundamentals of coding. So here's the thing. If you want to get started on this and you're just kind of at ground zero, you're like, man, Jason, this sounds great, but I don't know much about coding. I don't even know where to start. Here's what I'm gonna recommend. First, start with learning object-oriented programming. Write that down. Object-oriented programming, OOP. This is a fundamental strategy for how software is designed in modern applications, or at least right now. Now this is likely to change when some new, special Marvel Avengers, Jarvis program comes out with this new way to write code, and I'm sure that'll be something we'll have to learn, but that's a big part of software development, is constantly learning the next technology and staying above the game. But to get you into the game, learning those fundamentals, learning object-oriented programming is going to be foundational. And it's really not about learning all this magic code. It's learning how code is written, how code is designed. Now, you're going to need to also understand some fundamental database stuff and how to get in, use SQL Server and things like that. Some people might even use Access, but to be quite honest with you, it's going to be a pretty rudimentary program if you're using that. SQL's pretty standard. Oracle, there's some others out there, but that's a good starting point. And there's a lot of YouTube videos on how to learn how to use SQL, how to learn how to use or object-oriented programming and what that is. And you can go, again, YouTube that, you'll find all kinds of stuff. In fact, I may do some videos in the future on how to do all that. But then once you have those foundational skills, learn HTML. Learn CSS. Now, what is this? Well, HTML is the basic website language. It's really an easy language to learn. It's not hard at all. There's a lot of things you can do to see HTML. In fact, if you're on a website right now and you hit your F12 key, you'll see a window pop up that'll show you a whole bunch of HTML code, and then close it. Don't go messing with that because you'll mess yourself all up. But it's an easy fix. Don't worry. But you can see what HTML looks like, and it's really not hard. CSS is just kind of like the color palettes and the design that you're going to use when you build your website. So it's really not as hard as you think, but I would encourage you to get into YouTube and start leveling up your skills on web development, because that's going to give you a foundation to get into those redesign projects. Now, the third thing that I wanted to bring up to you is to bring to your attention, is this worth it? Yes, absolutely worth it. And let me tell you why. Do you know that the average software developer's salary is $81,000? $81,000. Now that's just average. Now that's median average, so you may not start in that, but that's working for another company. So do the math on this. Let's think that through for a second. There are companies that are willing to pay $80,000 plus a year to keep their software up to speed. Why? Because they know that's the future of business. So this type of opportunity, getting into redesigning existing software that's gone legacy, is something not a lot of people talk about. College professors don't even really talk about it because they want you to design the next new big thing. But really, we can simply go in and fix the old thing. Hey, again, I'm Dr. Jason Owen, aka the Hope Doctor. If you like this video, click subscribe, click like. Hey, make a comment in the bottom. Maybe you have a secret strategy for software development that makes you some money. Share that with us, because hey, this is a learning community. We all want to get together, we all want to learn, and we all want to grow.